traboy freddy. You know, God had really sent me a mission. From day one, I have been networking since I came back from Atlanta. And this mission was about Social Security, okay? And I have been talking to people from New York all over on Big Live, and I have a deeper bond with everybody and understanding certain things about Social Security. And I have to get it through everybody here of the selfishness they plan. You know, I'm not going to allow you to take me off my mission of what God told me to do. And those things, for the reasons, I don't know what you're fighting for. You fight for self and money. You fight just to come up. Like Nelly said, y'all only in it for the cause. You hear me? And let me tell you, my fight is bigger purpose more than this. I just filed a civil suit on the Texas legislators. I want you to know something because this the way this how we gonna do this. You're in my way of fighting for something greater. You're in my way for fighting for all of those veterans. Half of those old people that got treated in Atlanta bad. You're in my way of God mission. When I was in that Galleria Mall and in that Carrollton, Texas, people called me stupid on the street. They did all their things inside their cars. But you are in my way or you're in God's way. Now, since the senator and them already know what's going on, they've been watching me for a long time. You are in my way. You are in my way. You are in God's way. You're in a way that we're trying to address something. You know, I got a lot of selfish people in this world. And God said, I don't know if you one of them, but rules have been broken by my government call center. And let me tell you something. I have talked to people online. I have been networking for a long time. You are in my way. This community is mighty selfish. This state of Texas is mighty selfish. When call centers have been acting up, things has been done. Something has been involved. Abuse, neglect has been involved from the Social Security call center. It has been involved. And God said, we have in here to address it. God said, Senator Ted and them and Obama and them and the rest of the Senate and them got to clean up little Boosie and the mess. They have to clean up the lies that you told because they know I was fighting about Social Security. And y'all wanted to come up. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's going to happen since you threatened me. When you go to court, you're going to get in trouble for threats and tampering with somebody you don't supposed to be tampering with. And you know why you're going to get in trouble for tampering with somebody? Because he's on a different issue of Social Security. You tampering with somebody, but you don't supposed to be tampering with. Boosie and y'all tamper with somebody to spread y'all lies to come up. Every Texas legislator will go to jail. And this is a guarantee. Since the Supreme Court has been watching every single thing that's been, not the Texas Supreme Court, because we can get them indicted too if it comes. God said if it comes to that, comes to addressing the issues at hand. You call me stupid, I still picked up books. Let me tell you something. Boosie can say I work for people, but God no I don't. Hatred and lies that want to come up. But let me tell you what my biggest I found out in Atlanta. And I found out you talking to the call people sitting all over Social Security. They got each people that working on my state or working on my case in each state. Just because I'm in Texas doesn't mean nothing. When I called the Atlanta assistant office, I had a caseworker in Atlanta. Even though I'm in Texas, I have a caseworker. So I have a caseworker all over, and they are going to come together and find out these things. So God wants me to be patient about these costs and the issues. And He wants me to be patient in this fight. But lies that you tell to come up because your community or character call me stupid. One thing I want the prosecutors to know, they don't know a damn thing what was said out on the street between you and everybody else. You scared of your little brother MO3. I didn't do you nothing. I was on a bigger mission here, and you got in my way. God is asking for understanding when we are fighting for a bigger purpose here. I told some people in Atlanta at the call center in my office that hung up some two officers in Dallas that hung up in my face. I told them they was not going to get away. And God say rules of neglect and abuse have been happening. You don't want to understand my fight, and God said we got to understand each other to understand that everybody's fighting for a purpose. But are you just fighting to just come up? What that is that you're doing? I didn't start this war. God didn't start this war, but God said He will surely will finish it to protect His children and protect our United States and protect our democracy or what we stand for in life. And others might don't care of what I stand for, but we have the same skin color. And we have to know for what we are fighting for something greater cannot be matched, cannot be tolerated with. But when people look out for self, that's a different story. I am not looking out for self. I'm going to tell you what I told people in Dallas. I was praying to God, and the police officers, the security guard was watching me. And I was talking to these two kids, and I gave them some idea, and I told them about the Texas Music Office. And I told them how to get contracts and do things the right way. But how to get music grants and how to do things the right way. But I also told them I hope we meet one day on those jets. But I wanted them to know, I didn't tell them about, I wanted to tell them I hope we meet. But I also wanted to tell them the belief system is not there. Let me tell you something. Once I get me, we can do business. And I don't have to be in the studio with y'all to do it. I seen how niggas get caught up. And niggas can't be like, oh, I can stay right here when it's time to get me and get my platform built. Without trust, you have nothing. I can stay right here when it's time to get my platform built. And when I get my platform built, then we can do music. You don't have to be in the studio. You don't have to come to my house. You don't have to do a damn thing. But I want you to let you know something. I do not have time. I am on a different mission here, and you refuse, and everybody don't care about you because everybody's selfish. Why veterans get treated bad in the land of Social Security, get told to shut up, and let guys have to stand by the elevator in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. You coming in my face, and you niggas complaining about because y'all want all y'all selfish ambition. They got other people that need me. God need me to fight for something that's greater. And you're not understanding this. But you call me stupid and retarded. What happened at McDonald's, right? They don't know. I'm suing McDonald's right now, right? The DEA, let me tell you something. When I made my complaint in 2019 on Browns at McDonald's, the DEA, after I came in that building and I made my complaint on them, after I came in that building and I made my complaint on Browns, and man, let me tell you what the DA did. And I just told the Justice Department, they looked at me. They looked me straight in my eyes. Their facial expression told me everything they told me. After I made the complaint, my complaint, they were looking. Your company want to racial profile me, and your state attorney don't want to listen to me and want to call me out of my name and make McDonald's. Stupid retarded, you don't know how to read. Look at those books. No, this is fight is greater than when our own black people calling us out our name. No, I'm a child of God and I refuse to back down. I am protected, but if I can't get kids and everybody wants to say fuck that, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta stay away from you. Because this fight is greater than your selfish rap and ambition. You're only in it for the money and the cause, like Nelly said. You're only in it for that. I'm in it for something that's greater. You know, when I can talk to people on live me and different apps about Social Security, and I'm gonna tell the Justice Department, and they already know this. When I can talk to them about Social Security, about a girl named Bambi in New York, and they told me they got the same issue at that Social Security. I asked for a job from the president because I wanted to go to every state Social Security and see how people treat them because every state and every city they got the same problem. The same problem of what's going on at their Social Security office in other states in America. And everybody can't understand what we fighting for, every hood and everything. Y'all fighting for the same respect that we are fighting for. Why since to have trouble? Why since to argue and hatred for each other? And the greatest of the fight is greater. You know, Pimp C says stupid motherfuckers haven't figured it out yet. They laughing at us. You know how together we'll come. You know what I realized? Half of those Texas legislators got little white people in those things. And I'm not racist. I see everybody picture. But is they for God though? Is those Texas legislators for God? Is there for the right that all humans and all God's children be treated with respect? Now I called them the other day, and I wanted the lady was nice. I got to tell her on um, how great this answering that phone when I called this, and you know I'm gonna tell the Justice Department that great when I called the Texas legislator, that great customer service or answering that phone and how she just was able to answer my questions. And that's how Social Security call centers should act. And I just got on, don't change up your answer machine when somebody get up, change up your policy and change up the way you do things because you got caught misbehaving yourself. And you know, you got caught misbehaving yourself. Don't do that, man. Neglect, abuse, telling people to shut up. I can't help you. Taunting on the phone, laughing on the phone. And that's the same thing 911 was doing to me. Now, I don't have time for those things. You know, if you're gonna do me wrong, why sense to do business with you? Why sense to do bullshit business with you? No, they have to clean up your mess for what y'all have done for me, did to me, boosting them lines. That's not right, man. That's not right to put somebody's life under the bus because he was fighting for a bigger purpose and y'all wanted to come up and y'all called him stupid and retarded in the community. Be honest about what y'all did, man. You know what I'm saying? Be honest about what happened in Carrollton and happening at that Galleria Mall, man. Be honest about the things that's been going on, man. You know what I'm saying? God said, I'm much powerful than you. Your music don't mean nothing when it comes to truth and honesty in America. I don't expect any street niggas to hear my fight out. I don't expect them to understand me. But remember, God said, I don't have to deal with you to understanding the better meanings of life. I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue, but you making God fight. You making this happen where we don't want to argue and fight. You making these things happen. Lies that you tell. You making this harder than it have to be. And I'm trying to balance myself out for the shit that Social Security did. And the local government, when the guy told me to shut up when I called, this fight is much more greater than yours. I don't want you to understand it. I don't want you to like me. I don't want you to do nothing. But you will respect me at the end of the day. These kids say I'm a joke. They're a joke. Because while they listening to you and they being selfish, and what is their purpose of getting up every morning? What is their purpose of going to school every morning? What is their purpose of wanting to grow? I don't spend all my time in the streets every time. Even though I grew up in New Orleans, East New Orleans, and I grew up in the street communities, the projects, and I've been through different projects in New Orleans and different situations they hit. I didn't spend all my time in that. I spent all my time by moving different, by working at 14 and 15-year old, taking drama classes at Newman Smith High School in Carrollton, Texas, and be able to get a job at 14 and 15. That was more bigger and more greater to keep me out of trouble because I always wanted more. Let me tell you what I realized when I was with them and met with Mirrors and Sabine and them and the rest of them, and Lil Diamond and Demir and them in Carrollton, Texas. And I realized that my brand didn't match with their brand. Me working at 14 and 15 years old and having that job, my brand didn't match with their brand. And her friends didn't have nothing, and I had things, and that called jealousy. You hear me? Me going to Norman Smith in 2007, 2008, 2009, and 10, 11, and I'm having things more. I had 3 more years left in school. I went to a school called Navarone Grounds. Okay? And me to be able to move in another direction, to understand that purpose is so much greater. What I have to argue with you for, and not just make a complaint on the industry for. But I have to argue with you for, and I make a complaint on the industry for threatening. Boosie doing the same thing, talking about I'm working and making complaint. He mad because nobody wants to fight and argue with violence. Now, I just want people to understand my fight, and you don't have to let them understand it. But God tell me, if you can't understand, I can see the trickery in your spirit. And if you can't understand, you don't deserve to be around me. One girl said I'm a liar. You ain't doing things right, right? And I gotta argue with y'all because I started talking, now y'all trying to come up. I have already put in the work. I have already been on different platforms talking to people from Chicago and New York and talking to people from California on Big Life and all the rest of these things that I've been talking to people from different apps, people from Cuba, Mexico. You know, people from Mexico wanted to be on the team. They understand my ideas in different. I had ideas. I was talking about my ideas with people in Morocco, UP Live, discussing things. Even I was watching the thing with Honduras, the most crime law. Imagine if I discussed my blueprint with them, and they have more billions and billions. Everybody have music and buildings and mansions being built all over. And I can't do that after I know if I want to get out there and I want to know if I want to spread my idea around the world and bring more billions to America in its music industry and do more things. We have to fight for something that's greater. The lady that hung up in my face and told me to sue her for something you want. Bam. Since I know that I got a caseworker in Atlanta that working on my case, that means I have a caseworker all over the United States that working on my case. And when those people hung up on me and they was all hanging up on me, I figured out they got a social security and thing. I don't want to argue with y'all. I don't want to do none of those with y'all. That's not my argument with you. And I don't expect you not to say fuck me. I don't expect you to understand. You don't even have to accept me. But when it's all said and done, God said change is gonna happen. Change is gonna happen in a way that you're not understanding. I wanted to show people what I can do because I took drama at Union Smith High School. And DJ Cali said something on Facebook. He reminded me of Miss Gulo. And she wanted me to chase my dream. And she convinced me to have 3 more years to get through to go to another school called Mary Grimes in Farmers Branch. And she convinced me to do so much. One thing I want to tell people is, you know, if I wanted to give back to my church and help out every kid, I got a tablet, I got 4 tablets. I can't just give two tablets to people. I got to think about everybody. I have to think about everybody in that domain. How many people that you, how many people that's in that church, how many people that I'm giving. That's kind of many people. That's going to cost money, and you're not understanding those things. Let me tell you what MO3. MO3 was a prioritizer. Everybody was buying shoes, they had a little money, then everybody started complaining. He was a prioritizer. He should have, before he came out there to start giving, he should have been like, hold up, that's, let me think about this. Let me think about this in a different way. And let's prioritize this so we can get more. I would have planned ahead. And I said, everybody meet me at this Foot Locker. We're gonna give 200 shoes. You come with your shoes, and everybody sign up at this website. I would told everybody to sign up at this way with your shoe size and everything that you do. And when you prioritize, you can help out people more. When you prioritize and do things, and you know how many people that want things. So that's the main thing with prioritizing and knowing these things. I didn't start this, man. And I'm not trying to cause any problem. You and Carl were addressing issues that I need to address. You remember I was last year when I called Washington, D.C. in 2009, 18 when I came back. When I called Washington, D.C. and they asked what this was about. And I told Washington what this was about. These was about issues, rights have been violated. And I'm going to tell you something. When I went to my local office on Next Right Highway in the Social Security office, I started sitting down and I started telling people how I called the Social Security over 50 times and I talked to somebody in Washington. And they told me to call Washington, D.C., the big government. And they told me to call the U.S. Congressman and all the rest of those things. Oh, look, Miss Nancy did tell me to reach out to my U.S. Congressman. Who is my, this call on something. But anyway, a long time ago, um, who the Texas you? That ain't that just caught on to something. Um, 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 these is about issues of the church. They panicked when I started talking about. I talked to somebody in Washington D.C. So Carlson, right in Washington D.C. They panicked, and everybody started looking. Their facial expression, the security guard facial, the worker expression, the facial expression acted up when I started talking about. I kept calling when they kept hanging up in my face. The workers panicked for the abuse and the neglect they've been doing at my local office. That same black social security guard, that when that worker was treating me bad, he sit up there and try to put me in handcuffs. I don't expect you to understand my fight. But if you can't understand my fight with God and America, stay away from me. I don't need you right now. I don't need you kids can't understand the fight that is greater. Everybody on trail, they actually stole my trail out. The Yellow Breeze, I created that trail out, but I created it not for artists to get on there and copyright it and block other music on there. That's not why I did not create it and told people about that to create that kind of app. But I want you to know something that I've been watching. I always in that library in Sumner and Bam. When it's time to take care of business, and I'm telling you, I've always took care of business since I was 14, even in New Orleans in that band, even when in that. So let me tell you something. These gospel singers that I'm playing, some of them I have talked to, some I have communicated with. So I want to tell you something. Um, I don't throwing punchlines at me, and God said your blessings on. I don't have time for these things. You know, one Walmart employee said something about at another Walmart that was in God. He said, "How you get to get away with that? When you gonna stop being racist? I'm not getting away. How you gonna get? When you gonna stop being racist toward our children? I always wanted to grow, and I refuse to let them stop me from growing." You tampering with stuff, trap boyfriend. That's gonna get you in trouble. You're tampering with somebody that's got other issues, got other situations going on, and your governor let this go on, the Texas legislature. So you know what I just did? I just filed a civil suit on every Texas legislator, and I told them when I was on that phone of racism, of just want to see their point of views, and not seeing what the call center have done and the other people have done. Oh, trust me, this could go further than to find. I can find every legislator in every state if I want to, every Atlanta state if I want to. If you really want to take it there, it can really get a lot more hard for people. I go to Atlanta, um, Atlanta, in, Atlanta, damn, it's so hard when you're trying to pronounce it the other way. When you got Texas legislator, Atlanta legislators, Tennessee legislators, Detroit legislators, Miami legislators. I can do it all over. If you really want to take it here, I can just start filing a racial complaint, all of them about Social Security bad misconduct. And that's what I'm going to do. Every state, I'm filing a racial complaint on every last Texas, every state legislator about their cause and the behavior of mistreatment. So you know what I'm about to do? You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to file every complaint on every state legislator in Social Security. So I'm about to press that button and I'm about to say every state legislator, I'm filing a racial complaint of workers taunting, making fun of abuse and neglect. Okay? That's what I'm about to do. Okay? I'm turning to when I get off this computer, I gotta shave because I gotta go to church. And I'm gonna have me a good day in the morning. But I want to tell you something. I'm about to file a complaint on every Texas legislature. Okay? And I'm sorry about what I'm about to do. No, I'm not sorry. God ain't sorry. God ain't sorry. Because your workers should have known better. Your workers should have known better. The behavior is unexplainable, taunting, hanging up in people's face. You are made to help, not hang up, for neglect and abuse. So what I'm about to do, and God telling me to do this, file every complaint on every Texas legislator in every state. And I don't expect you to understand me. And I don't expect you to track better, but I want you to understand my fight is greater than your selfish ass behavior. It's greater than your selfish. And if you can't understand me, God said my home is everywhere. And in America, since Bruce is trying to ruin one of God's children and understand the fight is not real. No, I told Joe Biden, everybody that's picking up that Bible that believe in me, tell them God said we are on a mission and we are not stopping that mission. God said I got a billion dreams to create. So you don't understand my fight. And I don't want you to understand those things. But we have more to do more than anything. So when I walk out this door, you don't have to respect me. You don't have to do none of that. But God and American children respect me. God said, if I respect you for standing up for something greater, that what matters the most. I had everybody attention in 2000. I had Obama, Joe Biden, but your call center or what I wanted. And I still want them to listen. I want Joe Biden to hear me. And that's why I made the complaint when that woman decided not to help me. No, you're there to listen. You ain't want to change up nothing because you got caught doing something you were supposed to do. And now I reached out to them. Y'all want to change y'all little motherfucking machine things and y'all behavior. So I got other things to do right now, but I'm not falling for your little sneaky little shit. And you gotta have some good intentions. See y'all later.